Okay, so how many of you, is this familiar to you? How many of you all is this familiar? So you've got videos out there and you've done some YouTube videos. So how many of you all are looking at something that's familiar to you right now? You're looking at your YouTube video manager where all your videos are. Okay, so this is familiar to you. Okay, if this is not familiar to you, if you haven't been inside of YouTube before, put a 2 in the question box right now. This is not familiar what you're looking at on your screen. Okay, so once you start doing a few YouTube videos, what you'll see is you want to go to your video manager and you can access it by going to that picture and clicking on that link with the cursor right now. So the cursor is on the video manager. You want to click that link so you can see what I'm looking at. Okay, so I'm going to click this back now. And so now I'm inside of my video manager. Now here's what the video manager is showing you. Video manager shows you all your videos, shows you how many people are viewing them. Now what it doesn't show is if your video is on a website, it's not going to show how many views you're getting. So that's not on here. So you're not going to see that. So the videos that I have on my website, so these do not reflect the number of people who are watching, but that's not necessarily all that important. What I want to show you right now is I want you to go to your analytics tab. And I'll tell you why this is important here in a minute. All right, with the analytics tab, I'm going to click inside video. Click one video. Okay, I was talking. So now I'm going to show you why this is important. I'm going to scroll down here. And I want you to look down here at the bottom, and you're going to see where it says Discovery. So I see where it says Discovery. Now, once again, you don't want to get overly concerned about the technical stuff. You don't want to get too deep into this, because this is not necessarily going to make you money, but the information can. Now, this will tell you, this section will tell you how many people are reaching you on a mobile device. Now, here's why this is important. This video that you're looking at, that I'm looking at the analytics for, it says that all my traffic is coming from where? If you can see that. Where does it say all my traffic is coming from this video on the left-hand side? It says it's all coming from the YouTube watch page, right? It's all coming from YouTube. You know what that means? That means that I created this video and that YouTube is showing it to other people who are watching videos. That means I did nothing for this traffic, right? So over the last month, right, 160 people watched this video. 160 people watched this video, and I did nothing for the traffic. Does that make sense to you? That's why this information is powerful when you start creating video. And it also should tell you this, that you can get traffic to a video. You can get your stuff in front of people if you create stuff that's going to help them. Now, I got traffic and people clicking onto a link back to my site because I did this video, and all the traffic, all 100% of the traffic, you see where it came from. It came from the YouTube watch page. Do you understand how powerful that is? That means that you can create a video, and it can be one of those videos that end up in the side panel that YouTube shows people, and then you will get traffic as a result of that. Doesn't have anything to do with SEO. So I wasn't trying to rank a video. Right? I wasn't trying to do all that. I didn't do any keywords with it. I didn't do all that stuff. I did a video that helped people. I let YouTube know what it was about, and YouTube gave me traffic, 160 views. Are you getting that? Does that make sense to you? If that makes sense to you and you get what that means, I want you to put a 1 in the question box. So when I tell you, right, so when I say to you to get out and help people, right, you understand now, I'm not just saying that. I'm not just saying help people because, it's good to do. I'm not saying that just to fill up my training sessions. I'm telling you that because it works, right? It works. And YouTube will send you traffic if you help people. Now, what did this have to do? The video was about how to add someone else's video to your channel. Right now, the only people that would be concerned about that are other marketers, right? So I attracted internet marketers not by talking about a particular product. I didn't tell them how to make more money online. I talked about something that people who were working online would be concerned about. I taught them something, and I got traffic back. Now, you could argue that traffic did or did not convert, but a lot of those people signed up for my list. Does that make sense to you? Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Okay, if you understand what I just said when I said I created something that people who were making money would be concerned about, put a 2 in the question box if you get that point. So one of the things that you want to do is you want to talk about the stuff, right, in your video. I'm not talking about a lot of time. I'm not talking about burning up your whole if you have 2 hours a night to put into IC. I'm not talking about taking all that time to do videos. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying that if you take one day and do 7 5-minute videos, one for every day, and schedule them, right, and you do them about stuff that people who want to make money want to know, they will see your offer and decide whether or not they like you or not. And that traffic will come to you how? Why does that? The traffic comes to you not because, you tricked them. It comes to you because YouTube gave you the traffic. Okay, so analytics. Again, you see all this stuff in analytics though? You can look at you can look at all that stuff if you want to. And some of it could be helpful and some of it not. I don't know. I'm not going to get into all this stuff because all this stuff may or may not make me money, right? One thing you do want to look at here is you want to look at devices, right? That's one thing you want to look at. So let's click on devices. Okay, so how many of y'all can see, I'm going to enlarge that. How many of y'all see my device? Okay, so what does that tell me? What does this information tell me? Over the last month, who's been watching my videos? People who are sitting in front of their computer, right? But I also had how many? 25 people watching from where? On mobile devices. So don't think you can ignore these people. So don't do anything in your videos that you might think that's going to cause your mobile device viewers to click away from your video. Does that make sense? Right? So whatever you're going to show people, you want to make sure that you take into account that some people are going to be watching from their mobile device. Right? So, for instance, I don't put annotations in my video. Not because annotations don't work, but because annotations can't be viewed on a mobile device. So if I put something in there and they're not going to watch it and I'm going to talk about it, then they're going to get frustrated and go someplace else. Okay, so that's one thing, analytics. Okay, here's something else I want to kind of show you. And we might end up here, but after you want to see this. Okay, now one of the things that you are going to want to do with your YouTube channel, if you have not done this already, that you are to want to, how many of you all can see my screen and it says associated website? How many of you all can see that? Okay, you know what that means. Now, what this means, you need to have a website associated with your YouTube channel, because this means that I can put clickable links inside of my video if I want to. Now, YouTube will allow you to have one link inside of your video that is clickable, right? One link, one website. As long as the links go to this Gain Mindshare web address, I can put a clickable link inside of my video. Now, I don't do that all the time. I don't do it often, but I will do it because I don't want people to have to scroll down into my description area to find my link sometimes. Sometimes I want to put the link right inside of my video. How many of you all know that seconds matter? In other words, sometimes you will lose people just by telling them, scroll down to find my link. If they have to scroll, if they're on the mobile device, they're not going to do it. So sometimes you want to have that link inside of the video. So if you do not have this enabled in your video channel, you need to get it enabled. You need to have one website associated with your YouTube channel, because that channel will allow you to put clickable links inside of your video. Does that make sense? If you're getting what I'm saying, put a 2 in the question box. Okay, so right now, how many of you have a website associated with your YouTube channel? Okay? Okay, how many of you all do not, but you would like to? Okay, great. Yeah, some people are already putting, okay, you're using, I think, BG Jenkins. I'm not really sure what your first name is. I don't want to call you BG. Mark. Okay, Brenda. Okay. Brenda and Mark, you're doing it, and you're putting that. That's great, because that is what you should be doing, and putting that website inside of your annotation and making that annotation clickable to your website, right? That is a powerful way of getting a call to action as soon as you make the pitch, right? So if you do not have an associated website, when you get off the call today, that is really step 1 of what you want to be doing inside of your YouTube channel. Right now, the next thing I want to tell you about here, and I know some of you all are already doing this. I know if some of you all are doing that, then you're probably doing, we're going to look at in-video programming. Okay, and this might take the rest of the time. Okay, so how many of you are using in-video programming? Okay, so how many of you all have not seen this? You probably just missed it. You don't know what it is, not because you're ignoring it, just because you might have YouTube put it in there and you just might not have used it, right? YouTube sticks stuff in here all the time. You know, they sneak stuff in here all the time, and they don't always tell you about it when it's in there. Okay, so now let's first look at the top one, which is adding a watermark. Now, I'm going to click on this button. It's in video programming, add a watermark. Now, all this does is this allows me to upload a file to put my logo inside of YouTube on all of my videos. So this is going to be on all of my videos. So if you are branding yourself, or even if you want to put your picture there, right? Now, you know, I've got a face made for radio. You may not want to do that if you were me, but you might be good looking. And if you're good looking, you might want to put your picture there, right? And so you want to upload your picture or a logo or something that will brand you right there, and it's going to appear on all of your videos, right? Now, this is important because you want people, once again, these little things, you want people to just come to recognize your brand, okay? Little things. So it's the repetitive action of a little thing that will make the 1% difference, and 1% can mean thousands. So this is one thing that you can do inside a video. Now that's probably not as powerful as the other thing. Now the other thing is more powerful, right? And here's what you're going to do. Now inside of here, you can put a link to one video that plays on all your videos. So in other words, let's say somebody comes across that video of yours that you put in there to help people. So what are you going to do? Well, you're going to have one video, and what's your one video going to be about? Your one video is going to be about what? It's going to be about how you had your life changed by what? Yeah, this is where you're going to make your pitch. So in other words, you want to have one video that's going to appear on all your videos that you make the pitch about what? I see. Right? This is where you tell people how your life's been changed. This is where you tell people how great this opportunity is. This is where you tell people about whatever you want to tell them. You want to tell them about the comp plan. This is your one video that's going to play on all your videos. So how does this strategy work? Well, when people see that video of yours where you're helping people, right? Where you're helping people that's in some place unrelated to the opportunity, but this is where they're going to see the one video that you have about the opportunity. Are you getting this? I know that this is kind of a little convoluted, but are you getting it? If you're getting it, put a 2 in the question box. So this video that you upload is going to play across all of your videos. And it's going to be clickable. And it's going to have the title of your video. So when you have this video in video programming, this is going to be your advertisement. Does that make sense? So this is where you do it. This is where you put your best foot forward. This is where you hit them hard and hit them fast and hit them deep, right? With your pitch, or however you do it, whatever your style is, right? But the bait is going to be what? What's the bait going to be? The bait's going to be the video I showed you before, right? We do the video about what? We do the first video about something that people who would want to make money would be interested in. And then we're going to do what? We're going to put on top of that video, right, this link in video programming where we have our best pitch. Is everybody with me? Even if your best pitch is, you can make your best pitch, come to my website, get on my list. Come to my website, learn more about this. Get them into your marketing. Whatever you want to do, you use this video in order to get people into your marketing funnel. Right? So how many of you who were not using in-video programming are now going to? Right? How many of you are now ready to use in-video programming? Yeah. This is easy. Anybody can do this, right? Okay, so if you're going to do that video, then one of the things that you should be doing is you should be having, now I'm going to go to my channel. Okay, now I've got several YouTube channels. Now here's the one I've recently started. Now I'm going to miss channel 80 so that I build it out so that people can see this channel. So my introductory video, right, on this channel is my trailer video. How many of you all know what a movie trailer is? What does a movie trailer do? Okay, anybody? What does a movie trailer do? It's a teaser, right? And what it does is it tries to get you interested, right, in the rest of the stuff that's going to be in the movie. Okay, it could give a synopsis, exactly. It says, hey, this is what this is going to be about. You want to see the rest of this. Now, YouTube gives you the opportunity to put a trailer on your video channel, right? A trailer on your video channel. So when people come to your video channel, you should have a trailer. Now, how do you put a trailer here? Well, you come to the front of your channel and you click the link that says what? Add a channel trailer. And what I'm going to take a look. So this is my channel, and this is on my video channel. Right? I can put any video I want in this trailer. And so what you want to do is you want to put your best foot forward and then invite people to become part of your list or into your marketing funnel. Now, once you do that, you use this video inside of your in-video programming. So in other words, you're constantly funneling people to this video. See, this trailer is the one where you want to invite people into your marketing funnel. Does that make sense? This is the one. If you're gonna send them straight to IC, then make this part of your video trailer. If you're gonna send them to your weekly hangout, you do it through this video. If you're going to send people to a free gift that you have for them, you do it in this video. Okay? Your channel trailer is what you are about. Does that make sense? So, like, once again, these little technical things, they're not the end-all, be-all. They're not going to all make you $1 million, but if you put them together, what happens is YouTube sends you traffic just because you help people. And when they send you this traffic, you want to funnel them to what you're about. And you funnel them to what you're about through your in-video programming. And when they come to your channel or that video, this is where you make your pitch to become part of your marketing funnel. Does everybody understand the chain that I'm talking about? That's how you do it. Okay, I've got a question from Brenda. How often would you send them to a capture page? Site first and then capture page. Great question. Now I'm going to go back to my analytics. I'm going to show you something powerful inside of the analytics. I'm going to get now you're going to look at something called audience retention. Now you get this, right? This is something. Now, don't get in this stuff. But here's what this tells you. This tells me where people are bailing on my video. In other words, people start leaving at the 1.54 mark. right? That tells me that whatever I'm doing at that point, people say, you know what, that's enough, I'm done. So it might mean that I want to put my annotation in there to a capture page or to another video, but something is happening that people don't like. They're not staying to the end of that video. And you can see that people start leaving as it gets to the end, right? Powerful, right? Now again, this is where you're going to want to test some stuff. So if people are bailing on me there, that might be the point at which I want to show them a capture page because they're not staying to the end anyway. I also might want to put my in-video programming there so that people go to my other video. So you've got to test it, and what you want to do is you want to start looking at how many people are coming to your capture page from YouTube. All right, does that make sense? Has anybody seen this before? Is this new to you? Where the audience retention, is that new? Okay, so now you want to do the same thing with your Hangouts, right? You want to do the same thing with your Hangout video because you want to know where people are saying, you know what, that's enough, I've seen enough. Because then either number one, you do a better job on the next Hangout, or you start sending people early to your offer, or right, you figure out what you need to do differently. Okay, so now you can also do relative audience retention. So basically, if you look at this line, I am above average. I keep my people longer than most people keep them in this video early on. As it gets down to the end, I'm about average, right, on this video. So if I'm going to start inviting people to a capture page, I'm going to put my annotation, I'm going to put my clickable link about 2.03 seconds. Does that make sense, Brenda? And you need to test it to see if people are opting in, and you got to test it and you got to get the right offer. So you got to start with this, and then you start sending them to the capture page, but if they're not converting, then you start doing something different. Okay, is everybody with me? All right, very good. Okay, so now we want to look at one more thing here. Access creation tools. Okay, so this is just background. If you want to add music to your video, you can do all that, but I mean, you probably knew all that stuff. What I wanted to really show you is a video editor. YouTube has it to you. Now, what you can do is you can take a call to action. You're just going to record one call to action, right? Record a call to action. Record an in video that says, I don't know, for more information, go to gainmindshare.com. And what happens is, every time you create a video, you're gonna take that video and add it on here in the editing section and make a new video. So in other words, if you ever want to add something on, let's say you forget your call to action or you forget your introduction, YouTube will allow you to add that on to your video through the video editing section, right? And then you will then give that link to people. So once again, this will help you because typically when we're doing a good job in a video, I know I do, I forget the call to action, or my call to action is dry or boring. You can edit that video right here. Okay, does that make sense? So YouTube will give you that opportunity. Okay, so we are now at 3:40, and what I want to do now is I want to take a few questions, and if you don't have questions, I'm going to show you how to do these capture pages. Okay, no questions. Okay, so yeah, it's most people. Okay, how do you make a channel trailer and assign it? Okay, very good. Okay, so let's go back to the video channel. Okay, like and YouTube is going to give you this. Make it a little pencil. Wrong. All right, there's a pencil there, and pencil is your edit function, and you're going to then click that pencil, and it'll tell you, okay, this pencil is going to tell you change or remove trailer. Okay, yeah, that was because I got browser taking up my audio. I should be good now. Okay, are we back now? Okay, very good. Okay, so that link, you're going to want to click change or remove or add. And that is where you will assign your video from the videos in your channel. The only options you're going to get are the videos in your channel. Now, the question is, what do you put in your channel? Well, that depends, right? You can change this anytime. Sometimes your channel really should be to get people into your marketing funnel, get people on your list, right? Sometimes you're going to want to make that trailer to send them straight to the IC opportunity, right? Sometimes it's going to be to buy a digital product that you created. So you want to change this based on what's going on in your business. Excuse me. Does that make sense? So you can make this channel anything you want to, anytime you want to. Okay, that's a great question. All right, now, I'm going to pull up, and we're going to do this really quickly. Okay, so I'm just going to run through this. Actually, what I'll do is I'll show you. Okay, yeah, Brenda says maybe you could do a thank you for watching my video, and please come back. You could do that. You could do a thank you. What I have found to be the most effective, right, in terms of getting people into my marketing funnel is making an offer of something that they can get that they cannot get elsewhere. Right now, everybody can get free reports. Right? Everybody can get those. True? Yeah. Guess what they cannot get? Now, what they cannot get is something that you create individually that's going to help them. Now, I'm going to give you a little insight on something. Right? And you can do this with anybody if you can get it. Okay, so how many of you all have an upline that you know personally? Okay, some of you. How many of you have done an audio interview with your upline on how they achieve success in IC? Okay, not too many. Is that a unique offer? You can't get that anyplace. See, I can go and I can get other stuff anyplace, but when I add that to, if I add that interview to whatever my ebook, let's say I'm going to give away an ebook. I'm going to give away an ebook plus what? Something totally unique that they can't get anyplace else. Now, when I give that interview away, what am I going to call it? Am I going to call it interview with my upline? No. What am I going to call it? Okay, secret to success, that's good. What else? What am I going to call it? I'm going to call it how Tim Munson, right? How Tim Munson went from $0 a week to $7,000 a week in 10 days. Details inside. Now, they may decide. Now, some people are going to be put off by that, right? Probably not the kind of people that are good that you want in your market. Now, the people who you want in your marketing funnel, they're going to be turned on by that. So you got to use a little copywriting on it. So you're gonna do something totally unique. And when you get your ebook, right, and you're gonna use it as a giveaway, don't call the ebook whatever the ebook is called. What are you gonna call it? Right? How to use Facebook to, how to use Facebook to change, to change your income profile. Something crazy like that. Right? It's your headline. That's right, a headline's got to grab attention. Okay, so what I wanted to show you, and I need to take a look at my FTP here. Okay, any other questions? I'm probably not going to have time to do what I wanted to do. Any other questions? Okay, so what I want to do is make sure that you understand right, okay, yeah. So what we're doing inside of the attraction explosion is this. I'm basically providing you with all of the content. I'm going to show it to you here. Okay, now every week, okay, inside of the standard coaching, what we're doing is I'm providing all the content. So for instance, in week 1, in module 1, there's about 1 gig of content based on WordPress. So module 1, so we've got resale rights products, WordPress articles, ebooks, a webinar, and then these 2 tutorial courses. So we're going to do this once a week. So I'm going to do this for 8 weeks. Basically, WordPress is 1 week, Facebook is the next week, and every week we're going to do a different subject so that you can take the content, reteach it, rewrite it, do videos on it, do webinars on it, and so that really is it. And I'm actually going to show you how to do it in a webinar, and I'm going to show you how to do it in videos. That's the whole of the coaching inside of, so that's really what Attraction Explosion is. For those people who really want to go further and they want more personal attention, I'll do that with you, and that's the next offer after that, right? But the standard coaching is something that everybody can use because you're going to get at least a gig of content on each subject. and then you take that content and then you basically reteach it, right? You put it on your website. You basically build out your site on these subjects that people want to know about. So when you start talking about what are you going to teach on, what are you going to do your videos on, well, you do your videos on WordPress, right? So you do your videos on Facebook next week. So each week there's going to be a different subject, and that's really it. So at this point, it's not going to be a monthly fee. So it's really only 1 week. So it's 1 week. You pay the $17, and that's it for the lifetime. Okay, yeah. So the way you get access to that is right there at the link, heyon.biz attraction explosion. So that's really it, everybody, for today. It's about 3:50. I don't want to keep you any longer than 45 or 50 minutes. I want to make sure that you've got what you need. I don't want to keep you on a webinar 3 hours. Okay, do you have to start now, or can you access according to your schedule? Yeah, no, there's no schedule. So in other words, I'm gonna record the webinars, and you can do it at any time. So basically, I'm gonna put the content out 1 week at a time. So there's probably at least 30 hours of content for WordPress, right? So you could take it from there, and then next week the content will be on Facebook. But you can do it at any time. You don't have to do it according to my schedule. That's a great question. Okay, yeah, I think I probably will not go to, at some point, I'm going to put this back at the right price. It's going to go to $17 monthly. I don't think that'll be next week. I'm not sure when it'll be, because the regular price is $47 monthly. That's how much I've sold it for in the past. I'm doing this mainly for Dwayne, right? You know. Okay, so yeah, great question. Thank you, Terry. I appreciate that. I'm glad that this was helpful for you. Tim, thank you. I appreciate that. So much to do. It's hard to know what to do first at the beginning. Okay, that's, you know what, actually, let me take a few minutes and kind of cover that, okay? What do you do first? Okay, so what do you do first? Well, the first thing you really need, over and above anything else, is what I would say. Now, this is my opinion. My opinion is probably could be different from other trainers, so I understand that. This is just my opinion. You have to build a list, right? You have to build a list. So you want to start getting people. First of all, you got to get a capture page put up, right? You got to get a capture page put up, and you want to get that capture page put up as soon as you can. Well, I'm going to, if I can find it here in my FTP, I'll show you. No, I'll have to find it another time. But yeah, you really got to build a list first. You got to get your capture page put up, and you got to get it put up so that you can start getting prospects. Now, you want to start writing emails to your prospects about either selling digital products or about IC. Right now, IC is going to give you residual income if you get enough people in your team. But you start that process by building a list. So if you want to know where to start, you've got to start doing that. Okay, so where can you learn how to do that? Well, I'm going to be doing this on Saturdays, right? So I'm going to be training you on these things on Saturdays. I will also be doing that training inside of the coaching, right? And the coaching's a little more accelerated. And then you can also do that, and they're going to be doing it in IC, right? So you're going to be able to get that training 3 ways. So they're going to be doing it in IC. I'm going to be doing it on Saturdays, and I'm going to be doing it inside of the coaching. Right, but building your list is probably the most important thing, because if somebody comes inside your marketing funnel and they don't want to sign up right away, let's say they don't want to sign up. So what are you going to do? Well, you need to offer them something, right? You need to offer them something that'll help them to either, so you got to either offer them training, or you have to offer them a product that'll help them. And you've got to keep looking for something that'll help them. Now, here's the thing. Some people would say that you don't want to give them offers to buy stuff. And I'm going to tell you this, and this is going to rub some of you kind of, you're not going to be comfortable with this, but I'm going to tell it to be the truth. If you close your doors as a business owner, right, how many people can you help? 0, exactly right. So if you can't, even if you have a list and you have to stop doing stuff because you can no longer afford to, right, you're not helping anybody. So you need to, you know how they say when you get on an airplane, you know, whose mask do you put on first? You put on your mask or your kid's mask? You put on your mask. And so you need to make offers to your subscriber list, not only for their benefit, but for your benefit, because you can't help them if you're broke forever. So don't feel like you can't make an offer to people who are on your subscriber list, because you have to, because you got to keep your doors open. Now, you want to find things that are going to really help them. So don't just send anything to them. Don't just send stuff for the sake of sending stuff. Don't just send stuff just because somebody told you about a new offer. Or don't just send stuff just because somebody told you. Find stuff that's really going to help them. Find an affiliate offer or find a digital product that's really going to help them. And send it to them and give them the opportunity to buy it. Because if you can't keep your doors open, you can't help them anyway. Does that make sense? So you need to be building a subscriber list, right? First and foremost, of people who want to make more money. Okay, everybody. Well, it's about 3:57, and if there are no more questions, I will see all of you hopefully next week, right? If I don't, be on the lookout for, I'm going to send you a link to my the daily training, and I'm also going to send you a link to the coaching. And with that, everybody, thank you very much, and I look forward to sharing with you next week.